Hello folks, it's Parkera here. Welcome to Friday's episode. This is the final kind of intro to the club. Today we meet the team, so we go through all the players in the first team, and also we will touch on dynamics and probably the team report. Also at the end, just let you know, at the time of the recording, the fixtures had not been released yet for the new season. They have been because I have advanced now up until about July. So we're about to kick off into our pre-seasons, so I will show you the fixtures coming up for the season and discuss those with you as a separate video, and that'll be inserted into this one. So enjoy. Well, this is the first team squad, sorted by position as well. We are currently in 2021, so just be aware of that. From some people, obviously there won't be some players who are real. There's a few years in the future. So, first one, goalkeeper. We have Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Okay, Indian. Yep, from India. I can't say I've ever heard of this fella, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, so he is okay, actually, as a goalkeeper. I like to use sweeper keepers, so if you just have a look at a sweeper keeper, he's not too bad. First touch would be something that I want to look at here. He is 29, so I don't know how much more we can do with that. Yeah, so it'd be something I would look at. Probably seeing if I can get someone in. Where has he come from? Okay, so he's come from East Bengal. They signed him last season, so he made 20 appearances. See, 22 appearances, conceded 20 goals. Yeah, so definitely someone I probably don't want to keep around. But we might have to persevere with him for now until we can see who else we've got. Okay, so Zach Jones is a New Zealander, a 20-year-old New Zealander, goalkeeping. Yeah, there's still work to do, obviously. First touch is a pain. He's low in communication. 6'1", I guess, is okay for a keeper, but yeah, even some of his physicals. And for a 20-year-old, I'd like to see probably a little bit more in terms of what he's got and what he can give us. So he may just find himself back into the reserves for a while, but you never know, he may surprise. So Daniel Mullen is a centre-back and also can play as a full-back on the right. Defensive centre-back, central defender. Okay, so it's pretty good. As a central defender, he's got good heading and good tackling, which is one of the things I look at. He's also got good marking, so I like that straight away. He's not the fastest, but then again, he's not the slowest either. He's about average. Good jumping reach will help, and he's got some good strength and stamina about him. I also like the fact he's got a good teamwork, and his positioning is at 12, and he's got some good determination there. He's also fairly he's got great composure, good concentration. He's aggressive, but not too aggressive, decent anticipation, and also bravery. So this guy would definitely be one who would be a starter. At 31 years old, I'm going to hopefully get another couple of seasons out of him. Definitely another season anyhow. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. Obviously, we haven't skipped over to the new deal, so we can see how he went this season. He 18 appearances, 7 as a sub for a 6.93. So he didn't play all. I mean, 7 on the bench, 6.93 is not too bad. We may have to look at where he was playing in his partnership and just change his just change where he's playing and how he's playing, maybe as a stopper or something else like that. So that's all right. No, I'm not too bad about that. I'm pretty happy with him straight up. The next one is Jacob Alipoulos from Greece, also a centre back who can play on the right. Again, really good stats for a fullback. A centre-back. Good heading, good tackling, and good marking. Pace is slow, so it's a slow pairing if I was going to put him with Mullen, which could be a concern. Decent strength about him, good natural fitness, so that will help going forward. He's only 24, so there's still work to improve him. I think we can. I'd like to probably look at some of his mentals. He's got good positioning, which has helped, but you know, I'd like to see maybe some of his teamwork push up. He's good at anticipation, good composure, and fairly good decisions. So there's some good mental stats there. But yeah, I think he's all right. He'd be a good start. I think he would be a starter, but I may have to look at where we put him and who we put him with, because he is, again, fairly slow, and I don't want too slow centre halves. But definitely one we can move up forward and train. I think Maxence Carola from France. He's a Frenchie, a central defender. So great, good heading, good marking, and really good tackling, so as well as a good technique. So they're fantastic stats to have. Jumping reach of 13, so that helps us heading there. His other physicals are shit. What is he? He's 24, so we may be able to give him a little bit of strength. I don't know if we can do anything else with his pace or anything else like that. He's not very aggressive, so I think he'd shy away from getting stuck in, which is a bit of a shame. Decent anticipation and composure and positioning. I think some of those stats could also be looked at for improvement. Again, he's only 24, but I do like his technical attributes straight away. The heading, especially at 15, and tackling and marking quite up there too. So it might be, you know, a bit of decision making. Okay, so the next guy is from Australia. Try and bring him in, James Simonovic. Again, he plays as a defensive midfielder, but he can play as a centre-back as well and in the middle there. So as a centre-back, he probably wouldn't work. Not in comparison. He's got some good physicals, though, and good mentals. So, I mean, we could adopt him as a central defensive midfielder, maybe, or deep line playmaker. May look at putting him as a ball-winning midfielder as well, or in the centre there, because he does have a lot of those mental attributes. His off the ball would be a bit of a concern to me. Yeah, so it's just a matter of where we fit him in. He is only 19, so he's got something for the future there. So we'll probably look at maybe pushing him into the centre back there position, and maybe looking at as a Carolero. That worked quite well for me at the North Shore. So now we have James Calabria. Again, he's a defensive midfield natural. He can play as a defender. So, but again, central defensive midfielder. It's not bad. He's 19, so again, someone we could probably hopefully look at improving on. But yeah, first touch. Yeah, there's a lot of averages there. Heading, marking's good, and his tackling is good, so I like those. Passing, we'd probably like to push up and improve, and some of those mentals as well. A decent amount of pace, and he's fairly strong as well, so he would definitely be one where we'd probably look at maybe giving some time off the bench. I don't see him as a starter. Marco Rossi. He's been with the club for quite a while. Yeah, so Marco Rossi's been with us since 2016-17. Prefers the left back and centre as well as a defensive midfielder. More of a natural defensive defender. Leading on 12, marking a 12, tackling of 12. Good mentals and not much in the way of pace, so that kind of rules him out, I guess, as a fullback. But though, again, as a defensive fullback, we could probably use him anyway. His positioning's good, his teamwork is good as well. And he's got some good anticipation, so that would help, I think, negate a lot of his pace. But then he's only a 10. It's not too bad. 33 years old. We may get another season out of him. We'll have to keep an eye on that guy as well. But definitely someone who could probably, if he's not a starter on the left, we could probably use him as a good substitute for our central defenders. Jack Hingart, a 30-year-old right back. These defensive fullbacks, they worked okay. I prefer just a fullbacks, but as a fullback, his marking's average, decent tackling about him, and what I like is the fact that he's got decent pace as well, good natural fitness there. Probably need to look at his strength though, because as a fullback defending, probably get pushed off the ball a little bit more. Although his aggression is pretty good there too, and he's fairly brave and composed, which is good. And determination. Off the ball would need an improvement, but his positioning would certainly help that, and so is his other mentals there too. So I like the look of him. As a starter, well, it's too early to say for now, but definitely one we could... he's on the right, he's fairly capable as a wing back as well, maybe as a left. We could look at that as well as a substitution. Scott Galloway here now. Okay, so this guy's a fullback, which is good. Prefers attacking, right, left, as well as a wing back. Is very strong on his right foot and fairly strong on his left. So this guy would be a good all-rounder. He's rated probably the best player on the right, and probably the best on the left as well. What a surprise! So could be interesting there. Decent pace at 11. Good tackling. Marking could do with improvement in terms of his technicals, but he can cross the balls as well. I probably want to look at his passing and marking, to be perfectly honest. But his mentals are pretty good too. Good positioning, good teamwork. He's very determined in his movement off the ball as well. So we'll have a look at him. He's only 26. I think we can push on a little bit of those stats I want to look at, and probably definitely a starter at this stage. I don't know if it'll be the right or the left. I'll have to just see what we got left here. Jordan Thunley from England. Okay, so he's a natural left back. He can cover in the centre of defence as well as a wing back. So he's rated third choice equal left back by the coaches. As a defensive left back again. Good stats. 24 years old, decent heading, good marking, good tackling, just above average really though for a lot of his stats. So yeah, I think some work to do. May spend time on the bench. I think more of a bench warmer, and possibly someone we would maybe find some time in the reserves. He only made 5 appearances and 7 on the bench as well for the club this season. So yeah, we may have to look at that. Andrew Hall, he's a winger, which is good on the right. This is a natural position. He can also be used to push up here into attacking midfielder role, which would help when we one of the plans I have for the tactics. How old is he? He's 27. Okay, so yeah, he's rated one of the best of the right midfielders. Good physicals, not as strong as I'd like. I like a bit of strength there, but he's got good pace. He'd probably work on his crossing a little bit. Good tackling, good dribbling, a good first touch as well, and good passing. Technique could be improved as well as his crossing. Mentally, I'd like to see a little bit more in the teamwork and positioning, but they're not that bad. They're just spot on average, but he works his ass off with a great work rate ethic there. So yeah, at 27, he's not going to have too much improvement of him, and as rated by the coaches, 3-star at the moment. Liam Rose, another Aussie. He spent some time here with us. He's a midfielder centre, also defensive midfield, natural centre as a Carolero or a Mazzala, whatever they do. Let's just have a deep line playmaker as a central midfielder. So he's got some options there. Definitely is. First touch is good and his marking is good. I'd like to see a bit more in his passing though, that would as well, and his tackling is average as well, but they're not that bad as a base, and he's only 24 years old, so he can push on a little bit. Physicals, he's got a good bit of pace about him, lots of natural fitness as well. He's fairly agile and he's quick off the mark. I'd like to see a little bit more in terms of his strength, probably at least a 10. Mentally, great work rate, good vision, average positioning. He's fairly, could be a potential captain. Decent decision makings with average, just above average composure, but he's really good at anticipating. So he, could anticipate the moves from the up the wing there and probably put a decent pass out. So if we can work on that passing, it'll be quite good. I think we'll look at the passing and try and get that up into the 12s if we can, and then tackling, we'll just leave it as it is. So I think looking at him as a moment, he would be a starter just because he can cover some of the roles, but we'll see how he goes. Parkera. Okay, so this is Parkera. He's been with us a wee while, and yeah, so he's made this season just gone. Oops, what happened there? This season just gone, 26 appearances for a 7 rating, not bad. His natural is a defensive midfielder. Looking at him as a midfielder, as a ball-winning midfielder, I think we could use him there. 34 years old, so I think this season coming would probably be the last anyway. There's a fair few cons about him, but yeah, good first touch, decent heading, which it's not really something to look at as a centre midfielder in my opinion. Good marking, good average passing and tackling, good technique as well. He's fairly aggressive and he's brave, so he may pick up a few cards. Good determination, positioning, teamwork and fantastic work rate. Physically he's not the fastest, but all we can do is if he just sits in that middle there as a ball winning midfielder and try to just flick the passes through. So we'll probably start with him at this stage, but I think we wouldn't get much more out of him after this season. Robert Spencer Pilata, so this fella is an Australian, 22 years old, so he's a kid. He can play up the middle there, so he can play as a defensive midfielder, advanced playmaker, and also an attacking midfield centre, so that could come in handy. Again, he's only a kid, so 22. Potential ability is rated at 4 stars, so that's it's not bad. I like his physicals, they stand out the most there. Good pace, average pace, good stamina. Again, I do like some of my players to have a good, at least a 10 for strength. Technically wise, first touch of 11, a good average passing and really good technique, good vision, fantastic work rate as well, really good determination, fairly, a bit of flair about him, good decision makings, and he's really brave. So those mentals are really good there, and that flair is probably why he's really good as an advanced playmaker. As a starter, I don't know, probably. He only made 8 appearances and 12 from the bench, 6.71. So we'll probably look at him as a reserve player and giving him some time off the bench. At 22 years old, though, there's plenty of work there and plenty of promise, which I like actually. Michael McGlinchey, still at the club. Wow, what a servant. All those years. Done it again. Yeah, so Michael McGlinchey, he can play all over the place, pretty good at the attacking midfielder, but he would be a solid midfield centre. He's getting on a bit though at 34. They do reckon he's surplus to requirements. He's got a good first touch, good average passing, good technique. Physically, he's pretty screwed. He's got a good natural fitness and balance, but he's a weak as yeah. Just a big gale, a big gust in the Wellington, he'd be blown over with that 5 for strength. Mentals, he's still got some good mentals there. Good work rate, good vision, good positioning. They're just above average really. So I would probably be looking at, given this is his last season, whether I get rid of him this season if an offer come in, probably would be. Though I may just leave him in the reserves. For that, but he probably would definitely be someone who I would be looking to just cover injuries if there's nothing else, play in the reserves, and probably be a candidate to move on. Matt Higgins, midfield centre, New Zealander. He plays as a midfield centre, pretty straightforward. 18-year-old, so he's a kid. Yeah, so exciting young prospect, potential ability is a 4-star. I like that first touch, it kicks out at 14. And yeah, passing's 10, tackling techniques pretty good, physically he's pretty good. Really is, I like those physicals. I mean, his lowest is a 10, which he could easily boost up, especially at 18. Mentally, I mean, really fantastic work rate, fantastic determination, really good decision makings, and a fair bit of aggression there. There's areas that he would need to work on as well, but work on, and he's a hot prospect, and I can see why. Definitely someone who would get some game times, maybe in the FFA Cup. Definitely someone who would probably spend a lot of time in the reserves, but one that we would look at monitoring and probably, when we can, putting on the bench to have a little bit of a run out. Okay, where are we? Dario Vidicic, 34-year-old Australian. He's in his prime years. Attacking midfielder, and he can also play as a striker, and he can play in that centre role in the midfield. False 9, I've never really played of a false 9 before. Deep lying forward's okay, and a poacher, I do like those roles. His natural is a striker, centre. Yeah, good first touch. It's good at corners, okay. I don't like my striker to be taking corners. Good, decent crossing. Yeah, really good passing, good technique. Not the fastest. So yeah, probably someone who will sit there and just feed through maybe his partner and look to get on some of the balls there. But he's got some good work rate, good vision. His mentals are just, yeah, they stand out. I mean, 16 for determination, 15 for vision. Yeah, so I mean, 34, this probably would be the last year for him, and I'll probably look him as a starting striker, and probably I have him just probably in the deep lying forward as a support. I do quite like that, and just the ability to hopefully feed on his strike partner. Chris Harold from Australia. There's a lot of Australians in here. So he's a winger on the right, and he can also quite competently play as an attacking midfield. He's a 28-year-old, and he looks like shit. To be honest, he's fast, and that's about it. So, backup player, but could still improve. Sorry, I don't see it. Yeah, there's some good greens. Definitely a backup player at the best, but probably one I would look at reserves and moving on. Especially he's on 2.6k, so he may be one of those we want to probably push on. Nick Epifano, another Australian, 26-year-old, natural midfielder left. He can also play as an attacking midfielder, which is good. Yeah, not bad. Good pace about him. Natural fitness, good acceleration as well, fairly agile. Crossing could be something to be improved on, but his dribbling is there, so maybe even as an inside forward, just to get that dribbling there and use his pace. But definitely one we want to use and have pushing up the line if we do. With some good technique, fairly flary player, a bit of vision, not the best. I think he could still improve. A backup player, definitely a backup player, but again, we may look at offloading him, but we'll see. We'll give him some pre-season games and see. We've got Anis Americas with us. He's on loan, I believe. Where is he from? Okay, so Panis Americas is on loan to us from Udinese. Okay, so he's a natural attacking midfielder. He can play, look at that, he can play midfield all over the place. Definitely is the highest rater in all positions. I don't see him, attacking midfielder, midfield right, attacking midfield left. Definitely one that is going to be utilised, I don't think we can't not utilise him. He's got a good pace, good physicals there, good dribbling, good crossing, a really good first touch, good passing, good technique, good determination there and a really good pace. When's it expire? Just check his contract. Okay, so that's expiring at the end of this month, so we probably need to make a decision on him straight away. If I get a chance to, I'm going to... Can I... Doesn't look like it's going to let me renew it at this stage. No, I can't see it there. Or maybe have to wait till a bit closer when you get that little message pop up. So he may be lost to us, hopefully not. Roy Krishna. Jeepers, this kid racing up and down, really good player. Well, was at the moment, but one of those players that has kicked on a little bit. He's still 33, so he's definitely past his prime. But I just think I'd still use him. He's got good finishing. He's still got a decent amount of pace to him. I think he would be a good poacher, in line with with Dario Vidicic as a starting pair. Yeah, I think we will just give him another season and see how that pairing goes. Depends on how much he drops down in terms of some of these stats when the things click over. And Hana Mayo, striker, 18 years old, definitely bags the potential there. Good, really fantastic finishing, good first touch as well. He can dribble. Some really good mentals, very brave, which is good. Determined, bit of flair about him. Leadership, off the ball. Not the fastest, but yeah, can jump a fair bit. At 6'6", they put him down as a poacher. I would probably put him at 6'6", a target man possibly. So he probably will be a bench player, get some time there anyway. So yeah, that's it. That is the squad. I won't look into the reserves online. I'll do all that offline because there's some players down there who probably want to move up anyway. That to see if they're still with the club as well. We'll be bringing in some of the guys from North Shore if I can. I think we may look at Mitchell. I may look at the what was his name? The winger we had as well, Kangrid. And I may look at Rule up front as well. I think they may fit in where we have a scouting. So that's it for the squad. Let's have a look at the dynamics. Not bad. Okay, so obviously match cohesion. Obviously, like I said, we haven't clicked over for the the new season yet. So some of these are in relation to obviously last season. Good dressing room atmosphere, and I've got average support, which is because of my good reputation compared to the players and my performance in the manager as well. So my reputation starts to speak for themselves. That's pretty good. Let's have a look at the hierarchy here. Okay, so we've got no team leaders. There's a fair bit of hierarchy there. There's some highly influential players. Okay, social groups. Actually, do I have... Yeah, no, 23 players, no real opinion, not a surprise. Social groups. Okay, so we've just got the core social groups, got most of the players in there, and happiness. Everybody seems to be fairly happy. So yeah, it's not too bad in terms of team dynamics. I'm pretty happy with that. So if we come into the tactics, I usually employ a 4-4-2. I didn't save it before I left the North Shore, the one I had been using. So we'll build it again from scratch and putting in the team instructions, but we'll make that pretty straightforward anyway. And as I put the players in, the roles will slightly change, but I will be aiming to go with a 4-4-2 during the pre-season anyway to start with. Personally, I like it. I still like the vision of having the fullbacks and your wingers overlapping, getting the ball down, racing down the flanks there and getting a cross in, or decisive pass into the box that a running attacker or even an advanced midfielder can get onto the end of. Yes, I just like those sort of deals, to be honest. I will be, and I have, as you can see, loaded 2 tactics that are not mine. Thank you to BoodFM here. This is his new central tactic version 3, and also the Bood wall. The reason I have added those in as to my tactics as a second and third choices. So I want to try them out. It's tactics that have worked well. I've really enjoyed following his Manchester Central season series as well, and you know, I want to just try out these tactics. They are obviously going to be secondary and third choice, and for those who did follow my North Shore career, you probably would notice that I didn't really fluff around with the changing of the tactics much. I did have something similar to this as a secondary, just with the advanced wingers there, you know, attacking midfielders. So they will be trialled out for and just worked on. But primarily, unless things go wrong, we will be sticking to the tried and true 4-4-2. So guys, this is the fixtures now. They have been released, so I've obviously, like I said in the intro, skipped ahead from what you would have just seen and probably what you will see just after. So I've jumped in my TARDIS and have come back. So right now we're into the future here. This is the fixtures being released. The pre-season, we've got a friendly, obviously I've just organised one friendly, and then we're going to a training camp in South Africa, and then on the way back to New Zealand, I've decided we're going to stop off in Brisbane and play a little friendly, and then I'll organise some more friendlies anyway. Season kicks off in early October, so there's quite a way to go, and we may advance, well, we should advance into the FFA Cup anyway, hopefully past, well, the board expectations are just, yeah, it doesn't care who cares, so that makes it easier. Right, so if we look at this, like I mentioned, I do want to look at playing live calm-wise at one of the teams in the A-League. I mean, there's only 9 teams, so I should be able to cover all the teams at least once. The rest of the season, I will be probably depending on league performance, league, you know, standings and things like that in comparison to us, as well as probably a bit of, you know, maybe semi-rivalries and things like that as well, because we, you know, Perth Glory are usually one that we seem to get up for, but we'll leave it at that. As you can see, everything is TV allocated, and yeah, that's it. I will touch on some of the financial changes and bits and pieces as well before the next video, because obviously new season sponsorship deals have come through and TV money, so we are now looking a lot better in terms of finances. But this video, I think, is going to be long enough as it is, so I do thank you for persevering for these last 2 videos. They are quite lengthy. I just feel they are important to you guys, or to me anyway, to introduce you to the club, and obviously we're going to have a look at the schedule here. But so the first live comm is going to be in the FFA Cup. It's probably not going to be the first round because we're supposed to walk that. I'll probably look at that in maybe the second round, or if we get a better team. Otherwise, it will be Central Coast. We'll kick off the beginning of the season against Central Coast Mariners. I think we've got a good chance against them, and also we will touch on anything else as it comes. So guys, I really thank you again. Before the end, I'm just going to say here, please comment down below. I've replied to all the comments. I am really encouraged by what I've been getting. I really thank you for your support, guys. Alright, so now I'll jump back in my tunnels. I will go back in the past, and the next bit should be there. As you can see, guys, so like I said, we haven't advanced. I haven't even gone and done the introductory meeting with you know, the chairman and the assistant manager yet. I'm going to do those now or offline, and next week I will bring you the first game of the season. It will most likely be an FFA Cup match. I will keep you posted if that changes. So I hope you have enjoyed these last 2 videos. I know it may be a lot more jibber jabber than you're wanting to hear. I just think it's nice to, especially joining a club. Let me know what your thoughts are about those players, and maybe even if you want to suggest tactics or roles to play. We'll see what we got. I will be looking at making some changes during the off season. How many? Well, I don't know. I probably won't be having a massive clean out because of even though we have $1 million in the bank for transfers, I probably want to put a bit more of that into wages, and also just to try, because our financial situation's a bit shite, as you would have seen in the last episode. But we are, as ever, the Phoenix, and we will march on. I will see you next time, guys. This is Parkera. Over and out. Take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you so very much. Please subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. If you like this video, hit me likes, and comment down below as always. Thanks guys. See you later.